Hey guys, it's Erica. Thanks for joining me as we've got a trauma-sensitive stretch sequence. And today's class is not going to be necessarily as slow and meditative and focused as a lot of the trauma-sensitive sequences are, but more about just learning how to have fun and be creative with your body in a safe way. So having some bigger transitions, moving from being on your stomach to being flipped over and different things like that, but teaching your body that I can make these big transitions and I'm okay. And so just learning safety in the midst of being creative with how we're moving. So I think it's gonna be super fun. I'm really excited. You don't need any props, just yourself and your mat, and we'll start out on our backs. So meet me on your back. And of course, we'll still start out giving yourself plenty of time to transition into this moment where it's just you and your mat. And maybe you're in a quiet environment and that's great. And you don't have a lot of sound around you. Or maybe you've got pets or kids running around or just a noisy apartment complex. So you live in the city and there's city sounds, or you live out in a rural area and your chickens are making noise. Whatever it is, it's healing our trauma and learning how to be resilient in stress is not always about modifying the perfect environment, but about learning to regulate ourselves in the midst of chaos, choosing our own actions, not feeling like our actions are being chosen for us by the environment around us. And so as you're here, just on your mat, maybe your eyes are closed, start to focus on what you're feeling, your feet, your legs, your hips, pressing into the mat. Notice where your arms and hands naturally fell. If your hands are palms down for grounding, or palms up and more open. Maybe your hands are on your belly, connected to your breath. Finding that support even under your shoulders. Sometimes I like to tuck my shoulder blades closer together to open my chest. You could try that. Feel the grounding of the back of your head into the mat. Notice the small muscles of your face, finding some small movements as you move your eyebrows, scrunch your eyes together, wiggle your nose, move your mouth, puff out your cheeks. Just let your face, all those tiny muscles, enjoy different kinds of movement that we don't always make, especially in public. And then start to notice that breathing, the subtle movement of your belly rising and falling, your rib cage opening and closing. What does that breath feel like to you? How might you describe it? Do you notice if it's hot or cold, or open or closed, smooth or rough? Just taking inventory. And from that space, getting curious about what does it feel like to elongate your breath. Inhale through your nose. And slowly exhale. And just continue in that gentle rhythm of breathing. As we find our breath will go up and down throughout the class, and that is great. We're teaching our body how to engage and rest and not just get stuck in one pattern. So I invite you to open your eyes if they were closed and pull one leg into your chest. I'm bringing my left leg in, interlacing my hands around my shin, wiggle your toes, roll out your ankle, just invite comfortable movement there. And then plant your right foot and get ready for figure 4. So that left ankle crosses over your right thigh. And here, if this is the hip opener that you want, continue to stay here. Or if you want to pull that closer, interlace your fingers behind your right hamstring, pointing or flexing your feet, rocking back and forth, massage out your lower back and your hips. And then start to plant everything back down to the mat. And without changing anything about your lower body, just take everything as it is and plop it over to the right for a twist. So now that left foot's planted, right leg is on its side, gentle twist. Take it as intense as you want, as far as you want. Gaze over to the left if that's helpful for you. I just feel my whole shoulder cracked. You might hear different sounds from your body as you're twisting, with your spine cracking. Some people love that. Some people gives you the heebie-jeebies. I personally love it when I feel my spine starts to crack when I go into a twist. And then we slowly come out. All right, opposite side. Left leg long, right knee in. Bring some fun movements into your toes. Roll out your ankle. Open that hip. And then when you're ready, plant your left foot. Drop your right ankle over your left thigh. Figure 4 stretch. Feel free to pull that in tighter if you want. And I didn't do it on the other side. You can also extend that leg straight, point and flex the foot. There's just so many pieces of variety to add into the simplest stretch. Rocking back and forth. I feel like I almost rocked too far there. Just keeping yourself steady. And then as you're ready, planting everything back down without changing a single thing. Bring everything over to the left. Figure 4, supine twist. Gaze to your right to make that twist a little deeper. You might be hearing a little bit of cracking, popping. It's all okay. This definitely, I feel this a lot deeper in my hip on the right side for some reason. Doing stretches like this definitely highlight our asymmetries. And then slowly come on back up. And as you're ready, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. And just kind of back up on your mat, plant your hands, and we're moving into tabletop. So kind of a big transition from our back to tabletop. So give yourself a moment to just find grounding through all of your fingers, your palms, pressing all 10 finger pads into the mat. Shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Maybe your toes are curled, maybe your feet are flat. You choose the most comfortable version of tabletop for yourself. Maybe you've even got some subtle movements going on. And so from here, I'm gonna kick my foot back, right foot back, extended, strong. Leg is long, foot is flexed, and we're gonna create a little rainbow shape here. So I'm gonna move over to the right, pick it up. I'm drawing a rainbow with my heel. So, and if it helps, you can curl your head under and just watch that leg move. Watch that shape. Because when our leg is not connected to the floor, sometimes we have a harder time knowing exactly what it's doing in space. So if you need that visual, go ahead. Or if you want to use this exercise and just trying to focus on one part of your leg, noticing where it's moving, following that heel. I'm going to go back over to the left one more time. And I'm bending my right knee behind my left knee and just sending my hips back. Brief stretch. And then coming back to tabletop, unwind those legs. Same thing, opposite side. So kick that left leg back, and we start with our rainbow. So moving back and forth here. So if you want to challenge yourself, challenge that, just how you notice and feel your leg in space. Just like I'm picturing my big toe right now, and I'm trying to picture exactly where it is as I pick it up and put it down. And I draw that arch, pick it up, put it down. And I'm drawing one more. Going all the way over to the right. Bend that left knee behind your right, send your hips back. Mini stretch, low back, spine stretch. and then come back up. Okay, so here is the fun part. We are gonna go into a big hamstring stretch, lift one leg, and then completely flip directions. So if you wanna watch me first, we're gonna do it 3 times. And this is just us showing our body how we can fall safely. So plant those hands, curl those toes under, lift your knees and hips. If you need to walk it out in this deep hamstring stretch at first, feel free. And then as you're ready, pick up your right foot nice and straight, just like we did with our rainbow legs. And you're gonna bend your right knee, open up your hip to the right. And then as you're ready, you pick up your right hand and just fall over. So that right foot plants, right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Then if you want to pick up your hips, you can reach your right hand over your head and then slowly twist all the way back, coming into your hamstring stretch. So let's go other side. So pick up your left leg, leg is super straight, then bend that knee, open your hip to the left, and then as you're ready, you're letting the weight of your body pull you over and you fall down. Plant that left foot, right leg is straight. Feel free to lift your hips and then come back to your hamstring stretch. Feel free to come down onto your knees. Give your hands and wrists a break. I'm gonna go through that 2 more times. So just have fun with it, be creative. Allow yourself to fall on your butt if that's what you need. So just teaching your body that you're safe to move and twist and turn. Okay, so hands down, hips up, lift that right leg, bend your knee, and go slowly if you want, and just allow gravity to pull you until you fall back. Planting that foot, and then option to lift your hips. And then slowly come back, twist yourself back. Find your hamstring stretch, other side. Left leg lifts, bend your knee, let gravity pull your left foot down, 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 down. And then that foot plants, lift your hips, and then twist all the way back. If you need a little break in between, feel free to take one. I'm gonna go 2 more. So right foot lifts, knee bends, gravity pulls my right foot back, feeling a big twist in my upper body. And feel free to lift your hips. Hand can kind of hang out wherever behind your head. And then flip yourself back. Great job. 1 more, last one. Pick up the left foot, bend the left knee, gravity pulls you back. Fall onto that foot. Right leg is long. Lift your hips if you like that option. And then slowly twist back to your hamstring stretch. Then come down onto your knees. Oh my goodness. Just sit back on your knees. That's a lot on your hands and wrists. So if you need to move your shoulders up and back a few times, few shoulder circles, take whatever organic movement feels right for you in your upper body. And then I just want to invite you to come into a more resting fold. Down on your mat, big toes together, knees apart, forehead to the mat. Now for me, because we just had so much input into the hands and shoulders, I want to bring my hands down and around, closer to like my shins and ankles, and just let my arms fall open. And already, even still, like my breathing is still high. We weren't moving super fast, but it's engagement of the whole body. It's a lot. And maybe you tried once and you said, sitting this one out. That's okay. The fact that you tried once and now you're here resting and you're all right, that's a big deal. And maybe next time you'll try 2, or maybe you decide for yourself that type of transition is just not for you. That's also 5,000% your choice. And so as you're here, lowering the heart rate, lowering your breathing rate, finding a quieter space in your body, paying attention to what you feel, Notice how the mat feels pressing into your head. Feel it pressing my nose down, pressing into my knees, the tops of my feet, my hands. Because we were pressing so much into our hands, I still feel the mat. I still feel just activation of my muscles in my hands from putting so much weight on them. So maybe you feel that too. And just start to notice your breath again. Inviting slower breaths, gentle breaths. And then as you're ready, bring your hands forward. Walk yourself onto your belly. We're going to continue to do some front to back transitions, but a lot less intense, a little bit easier. So if you skipped some of them before, these ones should be easier for you to give a try. So we'll start out on our bellies, hands in front of us, gaze down, and we're just going to activate the front of our body, lifting feet, hands, gaze, all the activation, and come back down. Then right arm is going to go out to the side, nice and straight, and left hand plants as you push yourself onto your right side. So we're not rolling all the way onto our backs, but finding that transition from belly to side. And then option for legs just to be relaxed, or you can open up the hip again like we did from our hamstring stretch and plant the left foot. Maybe that left arm even goes behind you. So this can be very vulnerable because it's a lot of opening of the side and not a lot of grounding. So if you want that hand planted again, feel free to take it. And just breathe into your side. Maybe you're tapping your fingers wherever they are. And slowly bringing your legs back down. Come onto your belly. Hands come forward and we lift the body up again. Option to just do legs or just do hands. You don't need to do the whole body. And hold. And slowly come down, opposite side. So left arm comes out and we roll onto the left side here. So maybe your legs are just bent, or maybe you plant that right foot. Option for your hands. Right hand to either be planted in front of you or opening that shoulder behind you. Just kind of feel your fingernails behind you, tapping the floor, tapping the mat. So still always engaging with what we feel around us. And just feel the sides of your ribs pressing into the mat. You might feel gravity slowly pulling the right side of your body further back or further forward. I feel my hips wanting to roll back, but you might feel your body might be postured more forward. So you're just holding that space in with gravity. And then we slowly come back. Lift up, hands forward, legs up, hands up, gaze up. And I'm going to do that 2 more times each side, but a little faster. So if you want to go slow, feel free, but I'm just going to move, rolling onto my right side. Coming back through center and left. And then I go left side. All the way back. Right foot planted. Pushing myself all the way forward. Transition to the belly and left. 1 more time each side. Right hand out. Push myself onto my right side. Plant the left foot. And then slowly come back to your belly. Nice work. Lifting up. Again, you can choose if you just want upper body to lift or lower body to lift. Last one, I roll onto my left side. Plant your right foot behind you. And then come back through center. Arms forward, legs long. Gaze lifts. Last one, we hold. Looking forward. Lots of activation. Nice work. Press yourself up into a seat. We're just going to do one last twist seated here. So I'm gonna find a Z sit twist. So I'm making a Z formation with my legs. So I've got my left shin parallel with the side of my mat, and then my right shin parallel with the front of my mat. So you're making that Z formation. So give yourself a minute or a second just to find your grounding here in this position. And then as you're ready, we'll twist to the left. So both hands plant down, and I slowly start to bend my elbows like I'm trying to bring my nose to the floor, although that won't totally happen. And you'll feel your left foot pressing into like the top of your right thigh, almost to your knee. So you're getting self-grounding there. And then press yourself back up, moving through another somewhat intense transition. And we'll go to the opposite side. So now right shin is in front and parallel. Left shin parallel with the back of your mat. So give yourself a second to ground down. Feel that connection even between your right foot and your left thigh that you'll be pressing more into as we twist. And then as you're ready, slowly twist. Plant those hands. Bring your nose down to the floor. Hold this as long as you want. You don't have to come all the way down to the floor. If you want to keep your arms straight, that's an option. And then slowly unwind. So again, a big transition where our body is learning that, we can have our legs in one plane and our upper body in another plane, and things can move around, and we can still be safe in that. We can teach our body safety through that. So go ahead and unwind those legs. Come back into a simple seat. Just take a deep inhale, arms up, and exhale. Take whatever organic movements you need, a few more twists, a few more shoulder rolls, or maybe you need a minute just laying down flat. That's okay. Either way, I hope you had fun. I hope you tried something new, even if that felt like or looked quote unquote advanced. Like we're just teaching the body to flip from like up to down to up, and staying safe. So however much of that you did a fantastic job. I'm really proud of you, and I hope that I see you next time.